Good morning, everyone. This is Kenzie Brown, your emotional energy coach, and this is my series of Illuminating 2020. Today, we're going to talk about the month of July. This has been a really different month in comparison to what we had in June. June, we had celestial alignments, we had many retrogrades, not just our planet, but about 5 other planets in our solar system. We had eclipses and we had solstices. When you have that much energy bombarding our Earth, it's going to have a tremendous effect on each and every one of us. And there's going to be a variety of effects because everybody's coming from a different place in their own evolution. July, however, is more about introspection and integration. Because of all that we had last month, we had to pull this all together. You had to process. I had so much information coming in that it was overwhelming for me at times. But what was nice about July is I'm finding more and more people are awakening. They're beginning to think with their heart, and feel with their mind. That's where we really want to be, but it takes a long time to go to that position. I've been working on that for years, and I still slip and don't get to be where I'd like to be. With more people taking a spiritual path, you will find those people who are further down the road spiritually are going to be sought after. It's your responsibility to help these newbies find their path, answer their questions. Yes, it's going to be from your perspective, and please let them know that this is my point of view. Take this information, use it, digest it, and then make your own choice and direction. So they're seeking like-minded people where they don't have to go into great detail because we already understand where they're coming from. We've already been there. Now I find there's many people who are struggling with where to go, what to do, and the direction they should take. For me, that's a sign of a big shift and a big change. Embracing change easily, without fear or resistance, is a sign of a free spirit. And your spirit loves it when you open up and you're willing to move forward instead of staying stagnant or just running along the edge of the cliff, never crossing over to the other side. It's just a wonderful experience, and they're there to help you move forward. Now, one of the biggest shifts that all of us are going through right now is a balancing of the masculine and the feminine. The male, the female, the yin, the yang, however you want to look at it. Love knows no judgment, only wholeness and completion. And it's the most powerful energy when we bring those two energies together. Now, humanity is collectively, slowly waking up to the way we've been doing things is just not working anymore. Quit bumping your head against the wall. Step back, observe. There's a new way to approach what we've been doing all along. The learning curve is taking place for everyone, and many are beginning to really open their hearts, not being so closed off, not being separate, looking to other people, choosing compassion over fear and anger. When all of us move into that space of compassion, we are going to be able to create an unbelievable new earth. So the merging of these two energies, the male and the female, or masculine and feminine, really represents the beginning of our new norm. The masculine energy has reflected fear, greed, anger, chaos, the chaos to survive through manipulation of the mind. Those patterns, those directions, that modus operandi is not going to fly anymore. We can't move forward. It keeps us stuck and very stagnant. They say the old earth, which is what we're moving away from, has been in a state of forgetfulness. This forgetfulness is survival at all costs, no matter what happens to anybody, as well as playing the victim, never ever taking responsibility for one's actions. So now the new earth, the new norm, is reflecting a better balance of the male and the female. It's awakening. It's opening your hearts. It's a new reality in which we can thrive and bring forth more unconditional love. At the end of June, after I recorded the last video, I had a tremendous amount of downloading. Now, what does that mean? If I'm going to be a teacher and an educator, I need to keep myself open to Spirit. Spirit then sends me new information, helps keep raising my vibration, my resonance, and I need to be conscious of that. But sometimes the download comes at such an intensity, I get very dizzy. My stomach wants to come up. I can't focus. If I'm driving, there's one car in front, but sometimes I see two. It's really overwhelming. It puts me down into bed, and because it is so overwhelming, and my body can't process all of that, I have a tendency to get extremely fatigued. And so I find myself taking a couple of naps during the day because I just can't stay awake. Okay, this happened the end of June, just as we're on the cusp of moving into July. And I couldn't figure out, why is this happening? 3 days into July, I received the information. We were experiencing a harmonic convergence of 2020. Now let me explain to you what that all means. Now some of you aren't old enough to remember this, but back in 1987, August 16th and the 17th, we had the first harmonic convergence on this planet. I'll explain what that all means. There were planets in our solar system that got into position and alignments that we haven't been in over 10,000 years. So can you imagine the energy that kept pouring in to the planet that were affecting each and every one of us? It was a time of global, not just our community, but a global meditation for something new and something better. And it was to represent the next 26 years of the great Mayan cycle. So that's what 1987 was all about. We've now reached the 26 years, that completion. We are ready for something new. This is huge. So many people, at least I don't hear people saying, what an opportunity to be alive at this point in time in our lives. There's so much happening. You chose to be here on this earth at this time. So you have a gift, you have the energy, you have the intestinal fortitude to share something to help us all move forward to something bigger and better than all of us. So our harmonic convergence of 2020 began July the 5th and went through to the 14th. Then we had a little break, and then just this past weekend, 25th and the 26th was more intense again. So what do we do with this harmonic convergence of 2020? You hit the reset button. We are at a point in time in our lives where we, all of us, are going to be able to recreate our wheel of life. Now, when your wheel of life was created, it was shortly after you were born. You had mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, cousins, aunts and uncles, teachers, ministers, priests, everybody telling you how you should live your life. And this is the norm. This is the way you do it. Now you have complete control. What do you desire in your life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to manifest for yourself? Life is forever changing. The old paradigms are forever dissolving. We are in charge of what will take place as we move forward. We're the creators of all of that. This is your new wheel of life. What an opportunity to get on the bandwagon, to ride on the wave of this momentum. You get to choose your intention, your desires, your direction. Not family, not teachers, just you. If you wish to listen to your intuition. What new gifts do you wish to have within your life? Allow the unexpected. This is kind of like a spiritual airlift. We're all being transported to see a new doorway and a new journey. As we all create our new wheel of life, each of us are planting a seed of potential inspiration. Everybody gets to do that. So what inspires you? Take a risk to move forward out of your norm and create a new norm, a new earth, a new beginning. Now, since this world first birthed itself or began its new beginning, we've had 5 golden ages. What's a golden age? That's a new beginning, a new reset of the button. We are now in the 6th golden age. We are resetting the direction of our planet. Excuse me. The Mother Earth is purging. She's cleansing. She's bringing the shadow side of humanity, the injustice, the persecution, the manipulation, the fraud, the lies, the government saying one thing, doing another thing. It's overwhelming what we're being bombarded with. But we need to have this happen. It's a cleansing, not only of Mother Earth and how we've done things, but it's coming around full circle to ourselves. You need to take time to clean your closets, to eliminate your emotional baggage that you've carried since childhood. That's where I come in. This is what I love to do. This is my forte, is to help people release a lot of their emotional baggage, see where it came from, help them realize, hey, you took on somebody else's emotion that isn't even yours, and you're believing in it. If you wish assistance to move forward, please send me a comment underneath this video and with an email maybe, and I'll be happy to connect with you, and we'll see how we can work this out together. So there is an end to all of this. I believe we have 2 more years till 2022 for all of this upheaval, purging to come to the surface and for us to clear. Then we have from 2022 to 2032, which is going to be the most accelerated, expanded awareness, telecommunication, how we buy our food, how we make our food, no more plastic, how do we dispose of things in our environment, How do we take care of things? It's going to be unbelievable. All the areas that we've had different fractions talking about, now we're all going to start coming together. When we bring those two energies of the masculine and the feminine together, we will look at things with a little more compassion and open heart and open mind. I have one little statement I want you to think about. If all the people of good intent on this planet took responsibility for their thoughts and their emotions, and then they direct those thoughts and emotions to the health and well-being of everyone, no one is left out, the consciousness of our world would rise overnight. Now that's a big decision to make, but it could happen. But everybody has to join on the bandwagon. And just think of those people that just don't want to change. They're three-dimensional. They're very quick to point a finger. They're more judgmental. They don't want to really take responsibility. If the majority gets on board, we can go and pick them up. We can help them come forward. We can show them that life is different. I know this is a lot of information to take in, and believe me, I've only given you a tip of the iceberg. Each time I do these videos, I try to give you a different perspective. Maybe from, I guess you could say it's maybe from a spiritual observation. I try really hard not to get on the bandwagon that everybody else is on. I want you to think more clearly. There's a bigger picture here than just some of the stuff that you hear. So stay focused. Keep your hearts open. Be the observer of your environment. And please, please, please stop picking up what the media says, what the government says, what your friends who are quick to point a finger and bash something else. Use your own intuition and your own gifts. You have them. You are divine, whether you want to believe in a higher power or not. You have the ability to make this a better world that's more loving and inclusive and has justice for all. There was a phrase that I saw on Facebook the other day that I copped and wanted to use in this statement, and I really, really like it. The greatest thing you can give yourself is the freedom from what others think. So think about that. Be your own person. Be empowered. August is going to be around on Saturday, I think. It's our first day. And August is going to awaken us to all the many blessings and less about the victim. It's about time we start pulling in all of the aspects of our lives. Each of us are moving through a gateway into a new norm and a new earth. Be fully conscious. Focus on the moment and finding joy in your awareness. Realize that I hold the space for love and light, and I'm always here for you. If you have questions on what I say, I try to give you a very broad perspective. It's not everything. It's just to get you thinking. I think I have said this one before, but I have a wonderful cup that has a Buddha on it, but the inside of the rim has some writing, and I just really like it, and I want to share it with you again, and that is, what you think, you become. What you feel, you will attract. What you imagine, you can manifest and create. So, until next month, believe in yourselves. Have faith in your endeavors and find the positive in each and every day. And please say yes to life. We are so lucky to be here at this time. Until next month, namaste, blessings to each and every one of you, and bye-bye for now.